baby. All I want is you. Do 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 do. Bum bum boom. A do 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 do. Ba da do do do. Oh yeah, Hunter Hunter. Words can't describe what Hunter Hunter means to me. Solar Flare, Pegachini, Phantom Fox's hair, Cora Nightmare, PC format. This is Zorro's and Gone, Michael Tannock, TKD. It's just me, King Kester, Licks, Exablood, Lifer's back, Gigamax in, Indo, Dark Side, What Blitz, Inside Machine. Hey, PA Cowboys fan, good to see you again. Dale's in, Bubba, the the Battle Beast of the Leaf here, Mike Guy. Oh, Mystic Entity, yeah. I just Hunter x Hunter is clearly at the top of my list. Now it's challenged by One Piece, particularly after what I'm seeing in this whole Water 7 and its lobby arc. But for the moment, still my favorite arc of all time is the Chimera Ant arc in Hunter x Hunter. Now that's not to say that someday that in hindsight even, because as I've mentioned before, as I get farther away from something, when you look back on it, I think you get an even better feel for how much it affected you. So who knows what this whole Enies Lobby arc might end up, but for right now, there was nothing better for me than the Chimera Ant arc. Uzumaki says Hunter x Hunter is greater than One Piece. Yeah, you'll get again. They're just both so incredibly good for me. Just getting ready to do this stream just makes me. I just want to go back and watch it all again. I don't have the time to do it. I don't have the place to fit it in. Because it's not even something where it's like, gee, I just want to go relive this moment or relive that moment. I want to just watch that whole goddamn thing again. It was so good. Netero versus Meruem. That's clearly Renzo. That's got to be an all-timer as far as battles in anime. It has to be. That with all that went into it and the way it fleshes out. I mean, with actually getting nuked, it's crazy. Miss Kennedy says, yes, Chimera Ant arc was a masterpiece. You haven't seen it, watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. It's 10 of 10. That was the last one, Mystic Entity. You can watch my reactions to Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood at YouTube. It was the last series we were able to get through on YouTube before the just overwhelming number of strikes and blocks came in. I think there was just one of those episodes, FMAB, that got taken down. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood was fantastic. Still waiting for a Ghostbusters anime, Smokey Loki. I know. And again, Naruto versus Goku. Again, that's you're matching up two different and entirely different worlds there. I never was a huge fan of that. If the base abilities are more similar in the two worlds, maybe, but I've never been that big a fan of the cross section, particularly not with me giving an impression on it, because my take isn't going to be that strong because there's so many things I forget and I haven't read the mangas and stuff. Watching people really in the know on YouTube do it is an entirely different thing. Ghostbusters anime will come out before a Hunter x Hunter continuation, to be honest. Toby, I don't understand what is, and you guys might be more in touch with this. Why? I mean, I know there's more of the manga. I've got the manga downloaded. I just never get a chance to read it. Why is there no more anime in the works for Hunter x Hunter? I don't understand. Is there a specific reason they haven't gone further with it? My favorite character in Hunter x Hunter is Killua. Killua, it's just me, was a favorite of mine right from the get-go. When in the Hunter exams, when they're in the prison, and he pulls the dude's heart out. Come on, that's the shit right there. That is just such a great moment. And as I've always said, not just because of the action, but of the way that they animated it, the way they put it together, where you just see that prisoner go, "I'm so cold." And that is such a fantastic, hard hitting reaction. And then you find out, you see Killua holding his heart, and he's like, "That's mine." It works so much better that way than having the guy screaming out in pain or something like that. It was subtle and powerful, and goddamn, everything about Hunter x Hunter. Um, oh, Strange Ticket says the author is really stressed out and decided to leave Hunter x Hunter on hold. That's too bad. And Toby says there isn't enough manga content to cover a whole anime. And that's a shame. That really is a shame. God, it's so good. What do you think about Luffy's grandpa? Good old Garp, Smokey Loki. From what I've seen of him so far, this is cool. Well, I just really learned in the last episode I watched about learned more about Luffy's grandpa and learned who Luffy's father is. The Monkey D clan is kind of badass. That's incredible. That the storytelling, both of them, in both Hunter x Hunter and One Piece, is just so ridiculous. Kill La Kill, yeah, yep. Kill La Kill is very good. What's that one's up at the Goose? That's our Patreon. That one's up over there. Kill La Kill was very good, and that was one that, as it was starting, I was like, boy, I don't know what I'm going to think about this, but it really hooked you in. It ended up being really good. Good old dragon, yeah, Spidey boy. Hisoka's a great character, Joel. The thing I love about Hisoka is you can't, I was going to say pigeonhole, but using any phraseology with the word hole in it when it comes to Hisoka is probably really uncomfortable. But you can't pigeonhole him. He's not a good guy. He's not really a villain. He's just about Hisoka. And how can you not be a fan of a character that is just all about the fight, all about the next battle? And I mean, when his mind was set on it, look at the dodgeball thing. When his mind was set on being an ally to Killua and Gon, he'd have died for them. When his mind is set on opposing them, he'd kill them. He's such a great character. He really is. Black Butler I haven't seen, Indo. We've discussed it, not in a while, but in the past we've discussed it here on the channel, but no, I haven't seen it yet. Oh, Hisoka is my favorite character. I could see that, Cesaro. He's probably my second favorite in the series. Again, you guys know I'm a nerd for Killua. Although, I don't know. Oh, man. Something is way up there on my character list as well. But yeah, Hisoka would probably be second for me. I've heard that before, TKD. TKD says you're going to find a lot of similarities between Hisoka and Kenpachi from Bleach. I'd heard that before. I'm interested to see that because I've heard that mentioned before. I'll be anxious to see Bleach. Fucking Attack on Titan. Jesus Christ. It's one of those things where I'm anxious to start Bleach because you guys have talked about it so much. I mean, for so long we've talked about Bleach. So I'm anxious to start it, but at the same time, it's like, but I don't want Attack on Titan to end. I'm having so much fun watching that. So, Blue Exorcist, Indo? That one I'm not familiar with. Lucas says, I like Killua the most because he's so badass and how he changes is awesome. Yeah. And Killua went from somebody who only knew what was inside the walls of the very bizarre Zoldyck family to being a friend of another level, of a whole different level. I mean, look at what he meant to Gon by the end, especially what you see there at the end when Gon goes batshit levels and takes out Pito. That Killua is a great character. He's Hulk equals swing. Yeah, Joseph. that was funny. That one almost made me piss my pants the first time he did swing. Pennsylvania Cowboys fan for eternity says, Curtis, how happy are you now that Jason Garrett's gone and Cowboys hiring Mike McCarthy? Part one of that, Jason Garrett gone. Oh, it was a happy day. I did an obnoxious little dance in the nude. It was just fuck Jason Garrett. He had too many opportunities. He instills no discipline in his teams. Mike McCarthy, I wasn't disappointed by the hire. I'm more than willing to wait and see what he brings to the table. I wasn't turning handsprings, but it's going from -1 to a solid 8 on a scale of 10 from Garrett to McCarthy. So I'm very excited to see what next season brings. Wait, are you serious, brother E? Kobe Bryant just died in a helicopter crash. I I mean, because we're always joking about bizarre stuff here. Is that for real? That would be. Oh my God, that would be. It's not true. Okay, good. That scared me for a second. Oh no, Jeremiah's saying it's not true. Is it? That would be. Well, needless to say, horrific. Holy crap! And I. Oh, it was fake news. Nope. Looked it up. No, check DMZ. You guys got me curious now. I think it is true. It's just me says I hadn't heard anything about it. Fake news or otherwise. That would be awful. I mean, not I never rooted for him, but I think Kobe Bryant certainly an NBA legend and not somebody I would want to see anything bad happen to. For the first time in shit, what are we talking here? Probably 50 years. I've been watching a lot of NBA because I feel like my team actually has a legitimate chance to win the championship. Because the last one we won was in 1971, so it's been a little while. Oh, favorite Nin ability? I don't know, Crimson Sky. Um, I have to think that through more because again, I don't like to. With my memory being as bad as it is, I don't like to give answers on that without taking the time to really think it through because I'll forget something. The whole concept of Nen though is so cool to me. Firewall Dragon says I like the Cowboys, but I can't stand Jerry Jones. That's understandable. He's he's almost going the he hasn't gotten quite that bad, but he's almost going the path of Al Davis, where it seems like he's starting to lose it a little bit. Yeah. There are some elements I like about having him as the owner of my team because, see, I'm a Pirates fan too in baseball, and it sucks when your ownership doesn't give a shit about winning and losing. So at least with Jerry, at least we've got somebody that will do whatever he can to win. So I appreciate that, even though with you, I agree that he's kind of a douche. I'm gonna have to see if I can get time to watch the Royal Rumble tonight, Indo. My granddaughter's all excited for it. She's the biggest wrestling fan in the family right now. For some reason, she's just really taken to wrestling. Um. What was that? Houdini Gaming says, imagine Gon gets stronger when he grows up than when he used the forbidden maturation curse. Oh, could you? Wow. I don't even know how you imagine that. That was some serious strength. That whole beatdown of Pito is just like one of the. Even though the way it was portrayed on the screen wasn't necessarily grisly, I think because of what it meant and the way it went down, it was one of the most brutal things I've seen in anime. And again, and again, not because of what we saw in the fight itself, but in everything that led up to it. It is true. Kobe died. What the fuck? That's horrific. That's just terrible. I'm sad to hear that. Jesus Christ. In a helicopter crash of all things. I wonder where he was, why he was in a helicopter. If it was business, personal, or just for sightseeing or what the case was. High School of the Dead, Super Strongest 12 episodes. Sorry, the author died, not approved. Part 2. High School of the Dead is over at the Goosh at our Patreon as well, PC format. That was a really fun series. High School of the Dead. Isn't that the one where I sometimes I get the series mixed up? But that's the one where the kid uses the girl's tits to steady his sniper fire. Jesus. Nacho says a certain magical index is a good series, but because of the way the light novels are written, the anime adaptation suffers in bizarre ways. Really? I don't think I've heard of that one, Nacho. A certain magical index. That's interesting. That it's unusual. well, and I was gonna say it's unusual for me to have not even heard of an anime before when we talk about it because we talk about anime so much. But it also goes to show just how insanely wide and deep the field is of anime. It's crazy. ReZero, Houdini Gaming. ReZero usually when we have over at the Goose when we have the our nominations and polls to see what series is going to be next. ReZero usually always gets mentioned. Usually always gets some votes. Obviously, it hasn't gotten over to the top yet to win one, but it's on the radar enough over there. I'm sure at some point we'll get to it. Excuse me. I zip tied my penis to a brick. Out of the characters you have seen in One Piece, who would you like to join the Straw Hats? Well, I think that as it stands right now, there's an obvious choice is Frankie, because Frankie paired up with them and fought alongside them so well, so valiantly. As I said, watching the episodes, as I said in the reaction videos, for the most part, Frankie was the MVP of that whole Ennis Lobby thing. He's the obvious pick. It's just me says, do you think that Gon getting his Nen back is bad for the story narrative? As of now, he doesn't have his Nen, even though he is physically healed. I personally like the idea of a lasting sacrifice. That's a tough one. It's just me because of your last sentence. Part of me says, man, the idea of it being a lasting sacrifice is really, really cool. And I agree. That's awesome. It really meant something that way. The other side of the coin is just for personal gratification. It's so cool when Gon has his Nen. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I can make such a strong case in my own freaky little mind for either. For him having made the ultimate sacrifice of his Nen or of getting it back. I don't know. What do you guys think? That's a good question. It's just me has. I'll try and watch the comments as we go. Do you think it would be cool for Gon at some point to recover his Nen, or is it better that he sacrificed it and that's it? It's done. It's gone. Smokey Loki says, can we talk about Chopper putting Zoro in a leg lock to get him to apologize to Nico Robin? Tony the Chopper is his wrestling stage name. Well, wasn't it leg lock? Wasn't it Boston Crab? I think it was a Boston Crab he had him in, wasn't it, Loki? Yeah, that was awesome. Fucking Chopper. Oh, man. Chopper's the one that, when something happens, he's the one that really starts the emotions rolling for me with the way he reacts to things. Let's see. Does Gon even need his Nen, though? Well, obviously, it makes a difference in his overall fighting abilities, of course. It's gone. I get it, Cesaro. Yeah, we were just talking about that little hot pocket. That's horrifically sad. That's terrible. Kobe Bryant, I mean, an absolute American sports icon, and wow, way too young to go. TKD says the author of Hunter x Hunter said that he's scared of dying before he finishes the manga. Yeah, everybody's telling me here now, and I had heard that before and not surprisingly forgot, but everybody's telling me that. I guess his health is a real dire issue. That's a shame, and I assume that he doesn't have a family, an understudy, or anyone that would pick up the mantle for him. I mean, because I don't know. I don't know if he has somebody who would trust with his fantastic story. Gon says, a hero of mine and reason I started watching basketball. Fucking hell, yeah. It's stunning, Gon. It really is. I mean, and I know it wasn't a disease or anything. It was a helicopter crash, but you just don't expect to hear that about a healthy, young, athletic man. It really gets you. Yeah, that's the same, Glenn. On the basketball court, I wasn't a fan because he didn't play for the teams I root for, but was always a fan of him simply because of his athletic prowess and the things he was able to do on the basketball court. And god damn, sure didn't want to hear anything like that today. Halo Storm says poor guy has had health problems since the '90s. Unfortunately, that's why Yu Yu Hakusho wasn't finished properly. Oh, all right, all right. Oh, that's a shame. God, can you and to have that level of brilliance to write Yu Yu Hakusho and Hunter x Hunter? Oh, Jesus Christ, that's some legendary shit. As a creator of Sailor Moon, so he has a family. Oh, okay. So he does have a family. So there's nobody. We probably don't know. But Chrome says he does have a family, but nobody, I guess, that either is interested in or that he trusts to, again, pick up the ball and run with it. Let's see. Give me some retirement money. What Ball says. Let's see. Hey dude, Eagle A says, hey dude, just want to say when you smile, it makes me smile, especially when you react to Beerus slapping Bulma. Well, thank you, Eagle A. I appreciate that. But that was some serious shit right there. Freaking Bulma. Yeah, unfortunately, we were just talking about that. So that's terrible. Would you tap Bisky in her buff form? Yes. Yeah, for life. I would be interested in her other form. In her other form, she looks like she's 10. So if I'm gonna tap her, it's got to be in the buff form. Yeah, and when when it was the whole act was typically with me, typically uninspiring, she'd probably just kill me. Curtis is secretly Nappa. Have you ever checked out any Junji Ito's works? He writes horror manga, and the art is spectacularly horrifying. No, I haven't. And the thing is, with my days being as full as they are, I just never have any time for reading. That's why I haven't been able to keep up on the One Piece manga, because I just don't have the time to read. Oh no. TKD says, and he has no notes to leave for someone on how to finish Hunter x Hunter if he dies before completing the series. Oh, that's a shame. See, I know if it were me in that situation, I would be asking, obviously, Brax, if he would be willing to, I'd be doing and again, this isn't throwing stones at him by any means. Everybody's got to do their own thing. I just mean if it were me, I would be looking to Brax to see if he would be willing to pick it up, and I'd be giving him all kinds of notes. Okay, Brother E says, Togashi doesn't want people helping him with Hunter x Hunter work. Like if you wouldn't want anyone else doing your video editing. Well, I don't want anybody else doing my video editing because I wouldn't say those are similarities, because people won't know where to edit to leave in the things that I want left in, the things that I most want to share with you guys, with the audience. It's not because I don't trust somebody with storytelling or something. It's just because the nuts and bolts of it, they wouldn't know what I wanted to leave in. The better example would be like, well, I just posted that video about Roha. If I continue writing that entire series and something were to happen to me, I would turn that over to Brax in a heartbeat. And I already have notes. I have notes for the entirety of that whole series. I know how it ends, how it ties up. I know all the hills and dales along the way. And I would immediately turn all that over to Brax and hope that he wanted to pick it up and run with it. Lucas says, I just want you to know that you're really cool. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. I mean, I'm living in Germany, and I really enjoy watching your enemy. Well, anime? Anyway, Lucas, thank you very much. I appreciate that. It's very kind of you to say. The last few days on the streams have been very good for my overall feeling of well-being. I appreciate that from you guys. It's just me says his wife will do it, according to him. Oh, okay. He did say that he intends to finish Hunter x Hunter, unlike Yu Yu. The stress of keeping up with the manga schedule was too much for him, so he lost the drive to continue. Yeah, they say that, well, you guys told me that. You guys have pointed out many cases to me of manga writers, manga artists just being burnt out to the max. Well, we even got a taste of that in Usagi Drop, which was fantastic. Enzo Nader is one of our regular crew over at the Goosh, our Patreon. And now he just started today. We just uploaded the first episode of a new series he put up for us, and he's been sponsoring the slice of life anime. Usagi Drop was so good, but you saw that whole thing in there where, and the little girl's name's gone out of my head, not a surprise. Her mom was in that frantic world of manga artistry. Nacho, the general summary of the Index series, it's an ongoing conflict between magic and science, and the main character deals with both. Well, that's kind of cool. I like stuff like that. I like whether the conflict is magic and science or religion and science, whatever the case may be. I like that kind of dynamic. Chrome says most manga is weekly, on average 17 pages a week. Inking those pages while coming up with a story sounds like hell. That's exactly what it sounds like. Chrome, you're right. Hell is the perfect descriptor for it. Hi, Shirokage. Uh, oh no. Wolverine's name is stuck again. Just some Mo Daddy ready to spank bitches. My name is stuck. Eat. Why is the rum gone? This has happened to Wolverine before. He likes to change his screen name every so often, and it got stuck before. Oh God, I can't remember exactly how you would phrase it. Again, it always escapes me. Wolverine. When he was why is her name gone out of my head? The one that tried to. Oh God damn it! I can't come up with a character name. That's a surprise. Well, Wolverine will put what his name got stuck as last time when she tried to use Kurenai. Kurenai, thank you. When she tries to use Genjutsu, well, that's the actual name. It was Kurenai tried using Genjutsu on Itachi. Yeah, we were just talking about it, Isaac. That's tragic. Yeah, that was that. Hey, if you had to have your name get stuck, that was a good one to get stuck on. I like that screen name. All-time favorite anime? I was talking about that earlier. Tenno's Deep. Is that close at all? It's Hunter x Hunter and One Piece. Those are the two right at the very top. Which one is my all-time favorite? I found to where it kind of almost flows. It changes from day to day. Some days it's like I just can't get enough more One Piece, and then there are other days where it's like, God damn, I'd like to just stop everything for a day or two and just go binge watch Hunter x Hunter again. I want to say videos, not enemy. Okay, thank you, Lucas. I'm sorry, I should have been able to put it together. I know, trust me, I know how that autocorrect too. Well, I don't want to get completely off topic, but I think at least on my phone, it's an Apple product. I think they're fucking with us on purpose with autocorrect now. It just seems like recently the autocorrects that it makes are more bizarre than ever. I mean, like, okay, yellow flash is here. Let's say I'm typing the word flash. If I type FLACH, instead of suggesting flash, it will suggest ribonucleic or something. It seems like it has nothing to do with the original whatever I was trying to put out there. The sad thing is that Attack on Titan is ending, and the final season of the anime is this year. Yeah, that I had heard, TKD. God damn, AOT is so good. So this is, and AOT again points out to me, and I know I nerd out for anime in general, but it's true. I've had a long life of watching Western entertainment. I've watched all kinds of movies, TV series. You guys know I like technology. I've seen all kinds of things on the streaming services and everything. Nothing compares to me to anime for the way it's able to just do things. And Attack on Titan's another good example because typically, at least to where I am, something that is that continually dark. I mean, it's just grisly and gruesome and brutal and unrelenting in that. I've never seen, whether it's a movie, a series, anything, prior to Attack on Titan, where they could do that and make it work. And Attack on Titan, it works to perfection. It keeps you so swept up in the story, and you never feel overwhelmed with it because the storytelling is so good. And that's the type of stuff that really impresses me with anime in general. Gigamax says final season is gonna be nuts. Y'all aren't ready. Ah, yeah. I am nerded right out. The thing I've got to do is I've got to find a spot to start filling in. Well, maybe we can do it at the $1 level. I got to start filling in. I want to get High School DxD's new season in soon will be looking for a place over at the Goose to keep up on my Hero Academia. I'm also thinking about after, because you guys know at the $1 level right now we got I always have to go to my notes, Assassination Classroom, but then it's Demon Slayer and Trigun, and I'm thinking, this isn't written in stone, but I've been seriously considering, once we finish those two, I might expand it out for a longer series again and go with Code Geass, just because that one has been mentioned just so many times, both at the YouTube channel and over at the Goosh, as being a great series, and it just never quite wins the polls. So that might be coming up too. Smokey Loki says, "Back in my day, we didn't have days. I'll tell you what, we didn't have days. It was continual darkness, walking to school uphill both ways. 850-mile-an-hour winds in your face and 12 feet of snow. Yes." Well, like I said, that's not a promise yet, Cesaro, but I'm really leaning that way. I really want to get Code Geass in, and then I keep thinking, well, shit, I got to make a spot though, because I want to get caught up on High School DxD. You guys know how much I love High School DxD, and aside from the fan service, I like the storytelling in DxD. Although there is Akano, that's Vinland Saga is not on anything, is not on the radar anywhere. It hasn't even done that well, and it's been mentioned in when we have the nominations, but it didn't get that much support. Yes, DxD's dub is out, Chrome. It's been out. I just haven't had an opportunity to fit it in somewhere over at the Goosh. Let's see. What are the next series you will watch? I just mentioned them. It's after Assassination Classroom, it's Demon Slayer and Trigun, and after Attack on Titan at that level, it's Bleach. Yeah, Chimera Ant arc was insane. Zero Saber. That is currently my favorite anime arc of all time. Is Chimera Ant arc. I just well, that's it. I've told you guys. I just like anything that keeps me attached to that series in any way. Because this is some of you might be new in here. This is my ringtone. It doesn't get better than that. I love that. I sit there and I don't I wait too long, too many rings to answer my phone because I get listening to the goddamn ringtone. It is nostalgic as fuck, Cesaro. Absolutely. When Chimera Ant art came out, a lot of people disliked it a lot. Really, Neo. Looking back, I really like it as well. I'm surprised. I thought it was fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Yeah, it's available on that. That was not one that I clipped and made for the phone myself. That one I bought off iTunes. I got that off iTunes. You can try. That's right, Spider Boy. America can make cartoon the same. Oh, Spaz Kid, hold on. Let's see what he's probably watching the stream and he did that just so he could listen to it again. Let's see if I'm right. What's up, dude? You're not watching the stream? Oh, no, you don't have to be sorry. I predicted you were because we're talking about Hunter x Hunter today, and I had just played my ringtone for them, and I said when I saw it was you, it's like, okay, Spaz Kid's watching the stream, and he just wanted to make the ringtone go off again. God damn it, I was wrong. Sure. Yes. Shit, Brax. Was it wasn't it 100? 100, that's what I thought. Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't that much, dude. Huh. Yeah, I Ooh, man. You know what though? I don't think I looked at them. I think you told me the price. I don't think I actually looked at them. Now that I think back, I don't know either. You don't have that much in there? I don't. Well, no, you can find that out for certain. You can ask them right at the front; they'll tell you. But no, um, uh, chain stores like GameStop don't sell the same product at different prices at different stores. No, I'll tell you what to do. Uh, Go ahead and get it, and tomorrow I'll replace the difference in your account. All right. So, oh, perfect. Oh, perfect. Okay. So you got enough to cover it all then, tax and all. All right. So go ahead and get it, and I'll put 100 in your account tomorrow to pick up the difference. Okay. Okay. Let me know how you make out with it. Okay. I'll. Okay, pal. Talk to you later. Bye. Okay, guys. That crisis has been resolved. Sorry about that. Sorry. Wholesome Deuce Tracker says, I dislike Bleach story, but the tits are fine as fuck. Oh, and good fight, but the tits, bro. You guys are really getting me more and more amped. Yeah, you can try. You guys are getting me more and more amped for getting started on Bleach, especially when you say words like, tits. Runt says, did you read the rest of the manga for Hunter x Hunter? No, I haven't gotten the time. I've got it. I've got to catch up on it. Also, I want to watch your reactions for Salem Shrews, Hunter x Hunter parodies of Hunter x Hunter. I don't. I saw one, was it an abridged or a parody of Hunter x Hunter at one point. That name doesn't sound familiar though, Run. I'd have to look it up. But no, I haven't been keeping up with the manga. Again, I've got it right on my computer. I just gotta get time to read it. Uh, Yellow Flash. Do I do drugs? No, doing drugs would not be a good idea for me, considering that I have next to no filter to begin with, and there's not much of anything that I won't do stone cold sober. It's not a good idea for me to get drunk or take drugs. Brax wants wings. Gigamax says, it's funny to say that Brax has become a wing connoisseur. That's like his big thing anymore. And he was never into them when he was younger, but recently he's really gotten into wings. Bonji Gom. R.I.P. Kobe. Indeed, that's sad. Let's see. Brother E says 2020 has been a real shithole. First World War III. Well, World War III was a false start. Then coronavirus. Yeah, now Kobe is dead. What the fuck, 2020? Yeah, really. Um. Do 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 do. Yeah, Jair. We were just talking about that. We were just talking about Kobe. That's horrible. Absolutely horrible. Yeah, P2. Kobe Bryant. What I'm getting, and again, I'm just getting my news here from the gang here. I haven't seen it myself, but they said he died in a helicopter crash. Deuce says, I'm always upset that Hajime no Ippo gets enough support to be in your radar, but not enough to be on next to watch list. Well, Ippo, it's not my next to watch list. It's because it didn't get enough support to win the poll. I mean, it got enough. It got enough support to get to the poll, but that was up to you guys over at the Goosh. I mean, if you guys voted it in, it would be coming up next. In fairness, Code Geass, as much as Hajime no Ippo gets mentioned a lot, nothing has been mentioned more than Code Geass. Code Geass goes back to all the way back to when I first started watching anime, and back in the old days of the reaction video streams, they were showing me clips of Code Geass and telling me how much I needed to see it. And then later, Hajime no Ippo, I think as people discovered my love of boxing and stuff, came up with it more and more. But again, I don't know. I don't know how where you want me to put Hajime no Ippo when the gang has had every opportunity to put it over the top. uh, yeah, it's all about the votes. That's what I mean, Big Green. I mean, I thought it might make it this last time, but didn't. It came close, but it didn't quite get there. I know, really, Cesaro. Reaction video streams, never heard of it. Yeah, Susan made sure that we didn't hear of them anymore. P2, it's Hunter x Hunter and One Piece. They're right there together. I love both of them. Erased, no, I haven't seen that, Bobby. Erased, I'm not familiar with. Let's see. You should check out the anime movie Ninja Scroll. I don't think I've heard of that one, Shirokage. Action, dark fantasy, violence, and the series GTO Great Teacher Onizuka. That I have heard of. And Ghost Stories. Ghost Stories I want to see at some point. Ghost Stories is the one where they just turned over the rights and basically it was ad-libbed, right? In the dub. That's what, if I'm remembering right, that's Ghost Stories. And the clips I've seen of it were really funny. I would like to see that at some point. Really hope Soul Eater gets voted in. It's right up your alley. It has badass characters, badass fights, and big ass titties. It gets mentioned. I zip tied my penis to a brick. Excuse me, but so far hasn't gotten tons of traction, but it does get mentioned. Yeah, that's okay. So that is the one I'm thinking of, Big Green. Yeah, Ghost Stories. You guys had shown me again those good old days of the reaction video streams. You showed me clips of that. Those are fun. Pure comedy. That's what I saw, Itsunagi. The clips the gang showed me made me piss myself. That would be interesting. I think Ghost Stories reactions may be fine on YouTube, but knowing Google and anime companies, who knows? Heh, ain't that the truth, Chrome? And knowing I will admit, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I aware that a lot of people have a lot of problems with YouTube, but I'll tell you, they do seem to, well, not seem to, we can prove it. They do come after our channel for anime related things that others get away with, which I don't understand. But we had the same thing happen to us with Vimeo. They closed our Vimeo account for reaction videos. Now, I'm not going to mention any names because you never know who's watching these, and I'm not going to try and drag somebody else down just because I got screwed. But there are other anime reaction channels who are doing the exact same thing and currently still use Vimeo over at their Patreons to do their anime reactions. For some reason, our account gets closed and others just go on merrily about their business. Ones that are substantially bigger than ours. So I don't get it. Yeah, Big Green says your YouTube channel is just cursed. It seems that way sometimes, but that same exact thing with Vimeo. I could do it P2. I could do everything on my own website, but it would dramatically cut back how much content I'm able to put out because of the maintenance of my own website. I could do everything that's done at the Goosh on my own website, but it's what the Patreon takes in their percentage is well worth what they provide for me in services to not have to try and do it all myself. Well, thanks, Super Saiyan Witch. I like that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Cursedus, Nacho Dragon says. Could saying fuck you, Susan, so much have something to do with it? Nah. I would say that, Lifer, but the others say it as well. So I don't know how it works. Gintama. Yeah, Gintama is one of the ones, Thomas, that is right on the edge of winning a poll at the Goose. That gets mentioned all the time and does pretty well. That's the thing. We're going to keep going through anime, and you can only assume that these ones that have been almost there are going to get their turn and get pushed over the top. Tracker Wholesome Deuce says, Japanese companies don't like you. You remind them of the Fat Man Palm. Well, then who's Little Boy? If I'm Fat Man, there's got to be somebody that reminds them of Little Boy that they're hassling as well, no? Well, thanks, B2. Yeah, like I say, there's just no. It's so much extra maintenance, especially with video stuff, to do it at my own website. Like I say, even with Patreon, there's nothing they do that you can't do yourself, that you can't create yourself. But it's just so much extra work that it's well worth the percentage they take. Spaz Kid is Little Boy, Chrome says. Yeah, exactly, Big Green. He says, yeah, the ones who almost get in will get in eventually. Yeah, I agree. Because it's those same names, and you see them getting closer and closer. Hajime no Ippo is a good example. Hajime no Ippo started out as barely on the radar when we did them, and now it's always mentioned in the nominations. Now, the last couple times, it flies right through into the poll. Now it's just got to get enough of the other ones out of its way to push over the top. MHA season 4, is that just on the back burner? I haven't heard your thoughts on this. What I'm doing with that, Jibber, is season 4, when it's completed, then I'll try and fit it, and I can't give any guarantees on when or where, but then as soon as it's completed, I'll start worrying about trying to fit it in at the Goosh, at the Patreon. Right now, I'm still trying to get High School DxD's 4th season in there, but we'll figure it out. It'll probably end up at the $1 level when I clear up those ones that we've got coming right up. Baki the Grappler. Yeah, Baki the Grappler seems really fascinating to me. Well, you guys know my background. Of course, that would interest me. We're only just over halfway through season 4 of MHA. We got a while then, like Chrome says, before we have to worry about that. Did I finish Hunter x Hunter? I finished the anime, sure. Sure, like I say, I've got the manga that picks up from where the anime left off still on my computer, on my hard drive, but I haven't had time to watch it. Will I watch HxH? Again, Shadow Beast, we watch what wins our nominations and polls, and I haven't even had that one mentioned. You have yet to watch Baki, Big Green? It looks really cool. Again, looks really cool, especially to me with my interests. Baki is the head of the decade. He's worse than Goku or Vegeta. Really? Really, Tracker? That bad, huh? Pichu says Togashi did say that he will finish Hunter x Hunter, even if he has to break his back for it. It's a shame somebody that brilliant, that talented, and that he has to deal with that level of distress in his personal life. I've got mixed feelings about you being almost done with Ass Class. Lifer, I get that every time. It's amazing. I get that every time we come up to the close of an anime. You know, it's like you're excited for the final episodes because there's always something good in the final episodes. But at the same time, it's like, oh, that means every day I don't get to watch a new one. It is. It really affects you. All of them that we've done. Samurai Champloo hit me that way. I remember thinking that. And that was one that that had been sponsored over at the Goosh. Alpha Centauri sponsored it. So it wasn't even one we watched every day. You know, he would sponsor usually a couple, 3 a month. But it anime does such a good job of really getting a hold of you that when that one ended, and the way it ended too, I thought it was perfect. And in its perfection, it was really bittersweet because watching the 3 of them just take off. Sorry about that. I'm not really sorry. Afro Mike, fuck you. Just watching the 3 of them go off their different ways after all they've been through together and everything, and to be able to do it so flippantly, fit perfectly with the characters, but also made you sad. Oh, wow. Brother, he said not only Kobe died, but his daughters died too. Jesus Christ. Yeah, once we're done with the stream, I'm going to have to go look up more of the details on that. That's horrible. Cesaro says Afro Mike for 2020. Fuck Afro Mike. Afro Mike's got a real arrogant little prick, let me tell you. Thinks he knows everything. Favorite series as far as good tits so far? Well, my favorite titty series probably got to be High School DxD. When you got a 1-2 punch of Akano and Rias Gremory, that's a tall order for anybody anybody to defeat. I was gonna say that pair, but it'd be to defeat that Fab Four. Oh man. Shadow Beast, how do you nominate an anime? Well, what we do at Shadow Beast over at the Patreon or at the Goosh, when we're coming to the conclusion of a series, a couple weeks out, I post a nominations poll, or a nominations thread, and people nominate series that they want to see. Other people give it thumbs up if they agree with that. Then we take the ones that got the most thumbs up and we put them in a poll, and whoever wins the poll ends up going on, and we watch it at the Goosh. He's no Spaz Chair, but he's getting there. Big Green. Spaz Chair was just a kind of a dick and irritating, whereas Afro Mike is almost Kabuto-like. Fuck you, yeah you are. In the way his arrogance and his smarminess. What type of nen type would your personality match, like emitter or? Oh, I don't know, Neil. You guys would probably be a better judge. You guys know my personality well. you guys would be a better judge of that probably than would I. That's one thing I can always guarantee you. No matter what video I'm putting out for you guys, unless I'm actually doing a sketch comedy or something where I'm acting and being a character, outside of that, what you see is who I am. I don't. So you guys know my character as well as or better than most anybody. um, Unpopular opinion. Gigamax says a Titan with an afro would be cool. I should. A Titan with an afro would be cool. I shouldn't even let him hear you say that. No, he thinks Afro Mike thinks everything should have an afro. He thinks if you're eating Ritz crackers, they should have an afro. It doesn't matter. He's an arrogant douche. Let's see. Philip says, I'm afraid he'll never finish Hunter x Hunter, but that's not Togashi's fault. A lot of people treat him like a lazy ass for not making progress. Those people drive me crazy sometimes. Well, yeah, because what everybody's telling me, Philip, is he's quite ill. And again, from what it's been described to me, the brutal pace that a manga artist and writer has to keep, when you exacerbate that with the idea of being ill besides, I can't even imagine. Excuse me. I think Spazboy is an enhancer or a specialist, London. Let's see. Barry D. Brick is best live stream co-host. I don't know Barry D. Brick. Nalanjan says, I mean a greater depth as to how the Phantom Troop was formed. Oh, I didn't see the beginning of that conversation. Would you be glad to take the Phantom Troop? Yeah, that's true. The Phantom Troop was a fascinating group to me. Anyway, the Phantom Troop was cool as fuck. They really were. Beware the power of the Afro. That's what he tries to tell me, Nacho. Super Saiyan, which says, I'm into 20-meter tall giantess with huge saddle squishies. I hope one day I can meet one so I may ride between her cleavage as we go on long stomps on the beach. I like that. um, why you got two hot air balloons under your eyes? Wet ass ball says, because I'm old. I have an odd shaped structure to my skull, and I have all my lighting above, so it all shines down like this. um, it's sad. I know several manga series that have had bad health issues. Chrome says, Bleach, One Piece, Hunter x Hunter, D. Grayman. It's a stressful job. Quite a few stories of broken arms and overwork sending people to hospital. That's crazy. That's just nuts. But again, we've even seen that reflected in anime when they address how hectic it is to be a manga artist. Cesaro says, 8 tails, that be me, the rapping killer bee. Yo, yo, fool, you fool. Phantom Trooper Akatsuki, that's not an or for me, CD, just because I like both of them so much within their individual series. There are some of those comparisons where it's like, I don't even have an interest in raising one over the other because they were both so important to their own story. They were both fantastic villain groups. Fantastic. And worked just so well within the context of their world. And then there's Berserk's mangaka Kentaro Mura, who gets distracted by Idolmaster. Wow, Berserk too. We hadn't talked about that. Berserk ended up being really, really freaking good too. There's a video on YouTube called Ramen Guy versus Pain from Naruto. It's so funny and well made. Honestly, I prefer that version over the original. Listen, nobody takes out Ramen Guy. Ichiraku Ramen Guy is the ultimate legend. I mean, if they would have turned him loose, the entirety of the storytelling of Naruto changes and becomes much more simplistic when he just takes care of business however and whenever he wants. Crowell is cool, Bobby. Her name's gonna go out of my head. But my favorite Phantom Troop member, you guys will help me. And I don't count Hisoka because he was really only kind of a member. Oh shit. But the woman with the nose who took herself out to protect them, who killed herself. Oh God, why won't her name come to me? Paku, yes, thank you, Bobby. Paku, yeah, Paku, and she did have big tits, but it wasn't. In this case, it wasn't because of those. I just liked the way she conducted herself and what she did at the end there, and I really enjoyed what she developed as that relationship with Gon and Killua. I just thought she was a really, really fascinating character. I liked her. Shizuku was cool as hell too, though. And Shizuku, I liked for Paku. I just thought was a great character. Shizuku was yeah, waifu level for me. There was just something about Shizuku that was hot as hell. When she showed up in with a good hunk of her clothing gone, it made me very happy. Yeah, Paku was really cool, and she was probably my favorite member of the troop. Curtis, what was the best Hunter x Hunter fight? Mm, Again, that's tough. It depends on how the most intense one and the one that left the biggest impression on me was Gon and what he did to Pito. But the fight between Netero and the King was just ridiculous. And then there were so many little fights, or well, little fights that may not have been quite as impactful that were still as fascinating to me. Just like when Hisoka and Gon were fighting in the tower there. So it that's why to me sometimes bests are so difficult to say because it depends on what you're looking for in the fight. Gigamax says, if I'm correct, in an Oda question corner, he said Hattori, Lucci Pigeon, is the strongest member of CP9, but he knew if he used his power, all would die? Really? That's interesting. Yeah, because, well, they say in there that, they gave the power scaling of the characters, and of course, Lucci was over 4,000. I think the next closest CP9 member was, what, 800 or something like that? That's interesting. I hadn't heard that. Lucci was a good villain character in that he was one of those characters that there was nothing ever really said to try and make you feel sympathetic towards him or anything. He was who he was. This is what he wanted to do, and he was going to kill who he needed to kill. Because even when he saw his backstory, I don't think it was trying to elicit a lot of empathy for him or anything. It's just, okay, this is why I am this way, and it was basically, this is why I am this way, and fuck you. And I like that. I mean, I appreciate that. He said if you want to watch an anime had to be nominated, what about an AMV? Um, well, an AMV wouldn't be a series, Shadow Beast. It's when we have nominations, they're nominating series that we're going to watch. You can't really call Gon versus Pito a fight if only one side is doing all the ass whooping. Well, you can in the respect culture of what it meant though. I mean, for Pito, it meant death. But in the much larger sense, what it meant for Gon and what he did and what he was willing to do and how it affected him for the rest of his life and by a larger extension than the lives of people around him. um, that donate said Lucci Pigeon Hattori is the strongest CP9. I'm lost a little on that. Old man Hokage. Yeah, we were just talking about Kobe a little earlier. That's a shame. What are your thoughts on the coronavirus outbreak, Curtis? We were talking about it the other day on the podcast stream. Obviously, it's of major concern. My gut feeling is they will get it under control. They being the scientific minds of the world will get it under control. It's certainly frightening, particularly for the young and the very old, typically because the coronavirus, I mean, outside of this Wuhan strand of it, the coronavirus has been around for ages, and it's basically a bad cold or the flu. So towards that end, that's why it's taking out so many people, similar to what the flu does. The people who are older, too young, and just can't fight it off. So right now, is it something that I think should be terrorizing the planet? No. But I think that it's something that needs to be a handle needs to be gotten on it right away because apparently they found ground zero for it, right? Wasn't it that, what was it, that a food and fish or a food and animal shop, or not shop, but what do they call them? In a downtown China district where they have all those open markets and stuff. That's where it all began. So now it's just a matter of it's gotten so out of hand in China that you got to try, and which they are doing, obviously isolating whole cities. You just got to get it isolated and hopefully get it stamped out. At the same time, you hope medical science can come up with a way to eradicate it. Let the world burn, Nacho Dragon says. Yeah, it was an open market. That's what I was looking for. Like, I believe that's what they said. I forgot exactly what they sold in there, but it was they've got that market obviously closed, but that seems to have been ground zero. Let's see. China's now quarantined 50 million plus. Also, it's looking more and more likely it came from a lab. Chrome says also doctors are speaking up about China hiding figures. Well, that's it. That's always the fear, Chrome. With China, you know, the only information we get comes directly from the government, and we're all very aware that the government is going to release information that they want the world to have, not necessarily the information that the facts back up. Let's see. Shadow Beast says that's why I asked, and AMV doesn't have to be nominated, so you can watch right now. Shadow Beast, I have no idea what you're going for here. I'm not looking for any recommendations at all. I'm not sure what you're looking for. Let's see. Have I caught up to One Piece? No, Rosanante. I just watched. Let me see. I got my files right here. I just watched episode 314. So we're a long way from catching up. But god damn, is it good? Attaboy says nurses and doctors are freaking the fuck out. People dropping dead in the street. Lines around blocks of hospitals. Crazy. Well, that's Attaboy. You're talking China, of course. That some of what's coming out of China, and again, by the same token, we can't necessarily believe the government. You can't believe what comes out, which is very little, but you can't necessarily believe what comes out on social media. We do know there are long lines at the hospitals. Yes, absolutely, because there's video of that, and China hasn't even debated that. But could the death count be a lot bigger than what China says? Sure, absolutely. Yeah, right around a third. Yeah. Super Saiyan, which says China was trying to create cat girls in a lab. We got Plague Inc. instead. Well, I'm not going to be watching the Haikyuu AMV anytime soon. As I said, Shadow Beast, I'm not looking for any recommendations on anything outside of what we're doing. There's no time in my day, no way to put in any more. It's probably population control. Knowing China, Nacho, that's not even an outrageous thing to say. They still have. Do they still have the? Does China still limit families to one child? I don't know. They started that decades ago. Apparently, Chrome says, and I'm not making this up, Chinese spies stole samples of the virus and similar ones from Canada months before this. It's been revealed. Nothing is out of the realm of possibility with the way the world works anymore, Chrome. I'm sure we'll learn more about everything that took place as it gets further into our rearview mirror, but nothing would really surprise me anymore. Do you think you replace One Piece with Gintama when you finish it in 5 years? I would. My guess, Thomas, is I think before we finish, and I don't think it's going to be 5 years before we finish One Piece. We made it a third of the way in what, under a year? I don't think it's going to take another 5 for that. I think Gintama's probably going to win a poll before then and get put up at one of the other levels at the Goose. It's now two children per family. Super Sandwich. Oh, okay. Again, I knew they had instituted that. I didn't know what the case still was. Just put some Robitussin on the coronavirus. Edgar says. Spray it with Bactine. Oh, really? Nacho says now they do a 2-child project, as was mentioned, but says, I don't remember the details, but it's rigged in its own way, something to do with too many males. Jesus Christ, China. Chrome says, we'll be caught up in about a year and a half. Will you do one episode of One Piece a week when you're caught up? I don't know, Chrome. We'll have to figure that out when we get there. I haven't really thought that far ahead. I don't know. It'll all depend on where we are, what we're watching at that time. So I don't know. I hadn't really thought about that. I might let some build up so we can do them day by day. I don't know. Let's see. That time when Hisoka was looking at Gon and Killua in the Greed Island arc, and Killua said, "Hey Hisoka, you go on the front." That was just all the interactions between Hisoka and Gon and Killua were fascinating. Oh, you just got the notification, Colton? Thanks, Susan. Colton's here with us all the time. Has been with us here for a very long time, and it only took an hour and 5 minutes to give him his notification for the stream. We appreciate it. Pete Hisoka is after the anime ends. Somehow he becomes a better character. That's what people are telling me, Edo Boy, about the manga. I gotta somehow find time to read that. RVB, no plans on it coming back anytime soon. It's not to say it never will, but no plans on it right now. Fahad says, this is the perfect way to distract us from World War III. Let's see. Gibber says, I hope he starts Gintama sooner than that. By the time he finishes, it'll be on par with Hunter x Hunter and One Piece in his rankings. Yeah, again, and I could be wrong. I just, from watching the polls we have and everything, I'm thinking it could very well win a poll before then. You also have to remember, I have the $1 level going where I put in the series. I try and keep them to the shorter side, but going forward, after we do what is it we've got coming up, Demon Slayer and Trigun, after we do those, I'm gonna ease off on how short they have to be anymore. I'm gonna extend it to the ones that are 50, 60 episodes as well. So it could, you never know what's gonna end up showing up there too. I would really like Chrome says I really would like at least a one off season covering the next Hunter x Hunter arc. I mean, they have enough content for a 12 to 24 episode season. Oh, yeah, it's, again, nobody's got to convince me that we need more Hunter x Hunter in the world. God damn, I love that show. Pretty much, Nalanjan says they went from World War III to World War Z in less than a month. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. I didn't even think about it. I still want to find out who Gon's mother is. Yeah, that would be cool, Fahad. That would be really cool. I always thought, right at the beginning of One Piece, I was always impressed because of Gon's. I thought when they talk about Jin and how his father had left, I thought, okay, here we go. We're going to get into the story where the kid has this resentment. Understandable, because his father left him, and Gon never had that. Gon was always like, no, I get it, and I want to be a hunter too. And I just like that different aspect of that type of storytelling. Excuse me. The biggest issue with animating Hunter x Hunter is getting a good studio to continue it. It's just me, says. Madhouse was the original, but that studio often drops animes. They need more source material before they'll continue. Jeez, I wish it would come together. Because again, it's on the top of my list as all-time favorites. When Ariel punched King a goat, greatest of all time moment it was too, Cesaro, wasn't it? That punch from underneath the dais. And like we talked about at the time, could Jing have dodged it? Probably. But I think the fact that he didn't made it even all that much more satisfying. That's pretty good, Attaboy. Hunter X hiatus. Let's see. Just did the math. It will be 1.8 years so we catch up, including episodes every week, plus you watching 6 a week. Did you factor in that we skip the filler episodes as well, Gigamac? I don't even know how many more there are between here and there, but imagine if a virus accidentally gave us Super Saiyan abilities. Oh, yeah. What? I've been working hard on that on myself, and I'm getting nowhere with it. So if it takes a virus, I'm all for. I'm all for it. So Gigamac. So you figured 1.8 years. It'll be a little shorter. I don't know how much. See, I don't remember exactly how much filler there is. You figure maybe 1.6 might go down to. Slick says, I just finished the Chimera Ant arc, and I loved it. And Marilyn was an awesome. Oh, Chimera Ant arc is just, again, my favorite anime arc at this point of all time. Yeah, about 1.5, 1.6, right around there. Which really, I don't think is that bad for a series of that magnitude, of that size. Excuse me. Um, but Toei stretching the episode to too long make each quality episode very bad. Muji says if the Dark Continent arc ever gets animated, it will be one of the craziest anime arcs ever. Again, just anything Hunter x Hunter, and I'm on board. I am absolutely on board. I've heard other people say that Instinct. We got Bleach coming up, obviously at the Goosh at the Patreon right after Attack on Titan, and he's Instinct says I think Bleach has the most annoying filler. I have heard that from others. Other people have voiced that same thing. So I would imagine I'll talk to the gang. I would imagine we'll be skipping filler in Bleach. I would think. Thomas the Terminator says Gintama, Hunter x Hunter, and One Piece have so little filler. It's awesome. Bleach and Naruto, while so great, have way too much. Yeah, Naruto did have a lot. And the little bits and pieces of filler I watched, I was lucky I had you guys giving me heads up on, hey, this filler, you might want to check it out. It's got some good moments, blah, blah, blah. But on my own, I watched little bits and pieces of other parts of the filler, and yeah, some of it, and I don't get me wrong, I love Naruto, love the series, but yeah, some of the filler was not good. Oh hell no, Bleach's filler is much better than Naruto's. You think so, Chrome? Because again, I was underwhelmed by what I saw of Naruto's. Let's see. I say Bleach filler is the most creative, really, but the execution was definitely lacking. That's fair. Let's see. I think, but there's only one good filler arc in Bleach, in my opinion. Bleach and Naruto have better canon episode quality than One Piece. Filler helped their quality. Ooh, you think so? Bleach and Naruto have better canon episode quality than One Piece? I can't, obviously I can't compare Bleach. Naruto? I wouldn't say that. I think Naruto's canon episode quality is fucking fantastic. But I also think the same thing for One Piece's. Legend says I saw Hunter x Hunter, I joined immediately. Then you're on board with me, my friend. if I see HxH anywhere, I'm getting involved. Chrome says without a doubt the first Bleach filler is meh, but the others were at least in part wrote by Bleach's creator, including designs and elements that were later made canon. Oh, that's kind of cool. Attaboy says Naruto has a more comprehensive story than Bleach does. Bleach barely has a functioning story at all. Again, I'll be finding out soon. We'll be starting Bleach soon. Okay, guys. Unfortunately, I gotta go. I still got a lot of editing to do for today. We're coming near the end of the month, and I've still got a couple of G100 videos that we have to put up, and one of them's a gameplay, and I got to get my gameplay rig all set up for my PS4 so I can record from it again. So when I had to get the new computer, it kind of disrupted everything. But thank you guys for hanging in here with me at any time. Well, all these chats are my favorite things, period. But particularly when we get to talk about anime, and particularly when that anime is Hunter x Hunter. But what this did do, though, is it's got me wanting, I so badly wish that I had the time to just go through and binge watch Hunter x Hunter right from the start again. God damn, that was good shit. But thank you guys. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for making this so much fun for me. And of course, thank you for all the support you give me at the Goosh and at the YouTube channel as well. I appreciate it so much. And I will talk to you guys really, really soon.